Are you ready to go to the Nomads in Paradise conference with me? In this vlog, or in this video basically, I'm going to take you guys with me to Siargao. I know some of you guys really enjoyed the Europe vlog that I did, so I'm going to take you guys on a week-long conference that we're doing here in the Philippines for a lot of amazing nomads. So you guys will probably see some faces that you guys have seen on the Skill You podcast. If you haven't already checked that out yet, I'm going to ask them about things of being a nomad. And so this is Leanne from the future editing this. So I basically had the idea to ask them about like things about being a digital nomad, but that has changed since because I had an idea almost impulsively basically when they were asking people to pitch. So I asked them like, hey, whoever would be interested, I would create your custom GPT or your AI assistants within an hour. I'll do it for free because I just want more video case studies, more feedback from people whenever I make this for them. So that's essentially what this video is going to be more about, is how I've created custom GPTs or AI assistants for other people almost very instantly. So you guys will see me coming in and out because there were parts of the vlog I forgot to take videos on. Like the other people that I made custom GPTs for, which I'll do in the wrap up at the very end. But yeah, Leanne from the future just inserting this. And you guys are going to see some clips from the trip as well, and of course have just a ton of fun. Right now I'm waiting for my fiance to arrive, and then we'll just go right on. Waiting for our flight. And basically, in a few minutes, we were off. When we arrived in Siargao, it was a cloudy day, but it was still seemed, pretty nice. We took a van from the airport all the way to where our Airbnb was. And then, of course, right after that, we had really good food from this really nice Mexican place that was walking distance from where we were. And then we met up with our friends at basically Starbucks Cafe, which was actually pretty cool because you had 24 hours and you can get any book you want. And then we ended up in this next cafe afterwards where we were able to play some board games and be able to stay there for a little bit longer before the next day, which was basically day one of Nomads in Paradise. And we rode this tuk-tuk together. You can see how all four of us can fit in that tuk-tuk vehicle. And then we arrived to where the event was held basically for the next week. This is Ocean 101 in Cloud 9. You can see a little bit of the registration booth, of how they were able to really set up to prepare for it. There was a little bit of my face on a lot of the posters that were there. That was actually really fun to see. And then basically as registration kind of went on, we were able to see a lot of the behind the scenes of how cool they set up everything else. We had a great welcome from the founders, and I'm hopefully not gonna get banned, but here's a little clip. And then right afterwards, we went for dinner. We found this cute little yogurt by the street place. And then by the next day, of course, another day, another tuk-tuk going to the event area. Third wheeling for the day. And of course, since we traveled there for the conference itself, the morning was basically all conferences. This was a little bit of a sneak peek on what the event area looked like. This was essentially kind of really day one of all the speeches, of all the talks with all of the amazing speakers that they had. Here's quickly my friend Chris. And of course, we took a lot of notes. There was a lot of thinking. There was a lot of making sure we were doing the right things. And then afterwards, of course, we still have to work here. We're digital nomads. That means that we can work anywhere. That means that there's still the working part of it. So I did a couple of meetings that I usually have on Mondays. I was meeting up with my team and generally just did the usual round of meetings that I have on a Monday anyway. And then in the afternoon, we went to Sunset Bridge, but it's now been called a farm bridge, which is a lot of foreigners basically go there. There was a lot of really good street food, and of course, the legendary Siargao sunset. So we were able to a little bit people watch and see where everyone was at. And then afterwards that evening, we also had the speakers dinner. It was a little bit not well lit inside, so my camera was not the best at capturing the moment, but it was really, really nice. And there's this cool clip of me hitting the spot. And of course, since this is a digital nomad festival in the Philippines, there was definitely some karaoke. Now, I am not going to play any of the clips of me singing, mostly because I might get banned here on YouTube, but there are a couple of clips somewhere on my Instagram that you guys can grab. And then by the next day, this is now officially day 2 of Nomads in Paradise. I went on a little adventure. I went on an adventure with my friend Marie because she was actually one of the first people that we had a meeting with talking about her business and creating a custom GPT. So this was her being badass, driving us to another location that was actually really, really nice and very, very pretty. You guys should definitely check it out if you guys are in Siargao. And here is going to be a quick clip of us actually getting some of that work done. Okay, so we're with Marie. If you guys haven't checked out our podcast interview, you should. But we're basically creating, we're generating ideas of like how she can use AI. So I'm putting you guys there, and hopefully, oh my God,
That's my boobs.
me too. Same. Oh, there you go.
Another thing is, so let's do like these are my legions, and I want to try doing cold outreach.
Yeah. So we just spent the last couple of minutes creating Marie's GPT, her AI writer assistant. So she now has that on her computer. And what's the main reason why you needed a cold outreach writer assistant?
So for retreats, especially nomadic retreats, everything is very manual right now. So, and I've talked to so many retreat owners, and our main problem is always lead generation. So now I want to try to see if cold outreach works and the best way for me to kind of like tweak my messaging and everything. So this one will help me like save hours crafting the perfect message. So I saw the messages and I was like, oh my God, that's exactly what I want to say. I just can't put it out there, you know. So thank you, GPT.
Yay! And basically, right after that, we had gelato, and then we now skip to the next day. Of course, another day, another tuk-tuk. So we were then going to the venue. I wanted to catch a few people who were speaking that day, so I made sure to go there pretty early. And there were a few amazing speakers again for that day. I think this is now day 3, so this is day before my own time. And basically then I had this really, really nice massage right before I knew I had a consulting with someone else who wanted a GPT. So tell me more about your business first. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I have
So what
a
do you do?
PA agency. We support SEO, marketing agencies.
Okay. So for more context, because I wasn't able to record a context video for that. That was Hazel. She runs a virtual assistant agency that works with a lot of SEO agencies. So here I'm actually working on her custom GPT. I went to a co-working space to be able to do it because there wasn't fast enough internet at the resort that we were at itself. So that's just a little bit of a clip of me working on a standard operating procedure documentation custom GPT for her. I worked on that for a while. This is basically what Alter Space looked like. It was a really nice co-working space. I was actually there a couple of times. And of course, I stopped through Cloud 9, which is the famous surfing area in Siargao. And it was right back to Alter Space because I realized like, oh my God, my talk is tomorrow. I have to finalize and finish my slides. So I basically just went back to the co-working space to just get some stuff done to make sure that I was better prepared for my talk the next day. And then afterwards, we had a really nice dinner at Bravo Restaurant, which my friends found. And it was really, really good food. It was a place that we kept going back to because that's just how good the food was. And by the next day, it was then just time for my talk. I was the first speaker of the day. This whole clip is available on a previous video that I just posted, so make sure to check it out.
We will be hearing from Leanne to give us activity 101 for the non-techniques. I'll take your notes now. Please help me welcome to the stage, Leanne.
afterwards, I was, of course, watching some talks of other people. I also did a panel on AI. And then afterwards, I had a lunch with someone who wanted to get a custom GPT made. So, just made this GPT, having lunch, and Kevin's about to test it. Kevin, describe to us what we just made for you.
Okay, so we just made a custom GPT that I can look up a London-based like event planning business, and then I can take a screenshot of their Instagram, put it into the GPT, and it will create a custom email and Instagram DM to just cold email to make a partnership or to work with them. So I'm very excited to try this out.
Okay, so it is the 14th today. It has been a week since I arrived in Siargao. Just did my talk this morning for Nomads In Paradise. And then, and then going to the beach party later on, because why not? But right now, of course, we're working, we're getting things done, doing meetings and stuff. And yeah, it's been fun kind of creating custom GPTs for people and watching the reactions of like, oh, wait, this will make everything easier. And I'm like, got you. Yeah, it's kind of the current update on where everything is at. And right after that, of course, I went back to working. I was also working on a couple of other people's custom GPT, trying to get it done. So for me, it's just a little bit of laptop time to create those custom GPTs. Yeah, basically just spent most of the afternoon doing that. We did have plans for the evening where we went ahead and gone onto another tuk-tuk and went to kind of a little bit of far ways from the town, which was Ocean 9, where they were having a little nice little beach party. This was the road that we went through. This was treacherous. This was mind-boggling getting there, but it was kind of worth it. It was really nice afterwards. I didn't really have a lot of clips from that, sadly. But then for the next day, which is, I think this is now, if I remember right, this is the last day of Nomads in Paradise. So I was gonna, of course, go early to watch all of the other speakers. And of course, I had another person who wanted a custom GPT made. This is basically the crowd on day 5 of Nomads in Paradise. And then I had this consulting basically with a woman named Sonia. She has a astrology website where of course she gets people to pay her for consulting. So we made a nice little lead gen custom GPT for her.
So we created a custom GPT for my astrology website, and it helps me to bring people to my website and to sign up for my user.
Perfect. So yeah, check out and find your rising sun and moon astro guide as a custom GPT. Thank you. And then afterwards, because it's been 5 whole days of networking, I actually took myself out for a nice little solo date lunch. So I'm gonna let you guys enjoy that. And then right after this is I go to work anyway. So I'm just gonna stay quiet and have you guys watch those clips. Now on our week, basically we've already been in Siargao for a week. This is kind of day 6 of Nomads in Paradise. We went off on a land trip. We were supposed to go on a boat, but because of the storm, we weren't able to. So this is on the famous coconut farm overlooking where you can see everything. There were some human drones that were fun to watch. And this is basically just me and my fiance spinning around through there. And then they took us to the Maasin River, which was actually a really nice experience. I wasn't expecting a lot from when I went there because I've never been there and this is basically the third time that I've been to Siargao. And basically, we just went through the river. It was actually a really nice and very calming experience. We went to the secret lagoon that was there. I do have clips from those as well. And then we went to the basically tide pools that are really famous in Siargao as well. And then we found the group. We basically got regrouped with everyone else, and there was a little beach party that was going on. This is the first beach that we went to, and of course, me being me, I was kind of a little bit on the front and center of that Congo line that we had going there, and that was of course a lot of fun. And then they went ahead and brought us to a second beach location that was actually really nice, and I had a lot of fun with the seaweed gang, which you'll see here. And on our last day, we actually went surfing on the 6 a.m. basically in Siargao. But this is our friends driving us to the airport. I don't really sadly have all the clips yet for me surfing. I'll post that one of these days. But yeah, we went to the airport right off the bat. And when we were trying to board the plane at 12:50, I think, we were then asked to deplane. And then we got back on the plane at around 5:30 because it was a problem with the aircraft. And we finally flew from Siargao back to home. And that was basically the short Siargao trip. So to make sure that I do wrap up this whole video, aside from the three people that I made the custom GPTs for, I made one for Marie, basically a cold outreach AI assistant. It turned out I created the same thing for Kevin, which is also a cold outreach AI assistant. And then for Kiki, I made a notes and post-call notes management and email custom GPT. For two other people, one I made a startup procedure writer for Hazel, basically for her company. She basically would need the transcription basically of that like a YouTube video that a company would give them, like, hey, this is the process of how we do stuff. Basically, gave her a startup procedure writer custom GPT where they just put in the transcription and then it creates basically based on their template. And the last one, so I think, if I remember, I made five. I think the fifth one, the fifth one was with Sonia, where I created a lead gen custom GPT where people can find basically her custom GPT on the market. If they use it, it will lead them back to her website of like, hey, it was for astrology, where it'll give you the rundown basically what kind of rising sign you have, moon sign, what that means basically for you, and then it will link like, hey, to learn more about your horoscope, click on this link. So that was basically more of a lead gen bot kind of thing of something that she can now just use moving forward. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of that vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed watching through the trip to Siargao. There was a couple of more clips that I wasn't able to get, which is we were able to go surfing. It was a lot of fun. And of course, if you guys still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button somewhere here. And if you guys wanted more videos on how to work from home and how to run a business from home, check out the two playlists. And you can check out the newest video right here. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And remember that small steps matters. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!